Yo, what is poppin' players? It's your boy Nicky D and welcome back to another deck profile video. We went undefeated once again at our locals. Today we used Blue Hybrid. Big surprise, everybody's been jumping on the Blue Hybrid train and for very good reason. The deck is wild, extremely strong. Let's get into the deck profile. So, going undefeated, pretty easy when you're playing blue, I guess. Starting off with the babies. We ran 4 Kiaramon and the 1 Upamon. Real quick, shout outs to Tyler from Guy Force Gaming, who I took a lot of inspiration from when building my own list for Blue Hybrid. So, link to their YouTube will be in the description. Be sure to check them out. We ran 4 Kiaramon, 1 Upamon here. Kiaramon has a great inheritable once per turn. When you trash a source from an opponent's Digimon, you get to draw a card. Very easy, very simple. You're going to be drawing a lot with this effect. And then the 1 of Upamon, just have your 5 eggs. Good grind game versus yellow. Sometimes blue mirrors will take a long time too, so the Upamon is definitely a one must, you would say. A 1 must, because that's the thing. Fuck it. Upamon, of course, when attacking, if your opponent controls the Digimon with no sources, you get to draw a card. It's more free cycle. Moving forward, maybe I'll change this to a 3-2 split of one or the other. Not too sure. They both come up. They're both really strong. Very strong options. Moving on to the rookies. All these rookies. We run 4 copies of Strabimon, 4 copies of Madoki Betamon, 4 copies of Sayakomon, and then 4 copies of Bokomon. I think this is the best way to run Blue Hybrid at the current moment. Maybe you can cut down some Bokos, but the deck just wants to draw and it wants to be consistent, right? It wants its game plan to work as fast as possible, as soon as possible. You gotta run the 4 ofs of all the cards that help you do that. This Strabimon here, of course, on play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 Hybrid and 1 Blue Tamer to your hand. Extremely strong. You can dig your Tamers out. Other Hybrid pieces, very strong. We've got our 8 Floodgates here. We've got Madoki Betamon. As long as he's on the field, your opponent can't gain memory except through Tamer effects. So it's broken. It's really, really strong. Sayakomon as well. When it's on the field, your opponent cannot reduce Digivolution costs. So all the level 5s in the current meta can't evolve for 1. They have to evolve for the 3. This stops things like win rate 60%. Just a whole bunch of things that reduce evolution costs. JP in your green matchup. This says, no, stop that. So in tandem, these two are crazy. Because this shuts off opponents' Bokomons, and this shuts off the reduction cost. Crazy. And then you know him, you love him, the little mutant duck boy, whatever this guy is. He looks like a little duck to me. Tell me if I'm wrong. He looks like a little duck. On play, reveal the top 5. Add 1 Hybrid or 10 Warriors and a Tamer. It's broken. We all know that this card is fucking disgusting. It's broken. It's broken. Bokomon, y'all already know it. When you evolve over a Tamer, gain 2 memory. Broken. Broken. Card's fucking too good. Bokomon too good. Excuse me, I'm a little under the weather. Going on to our champions, they are all hybrids. We run 4 copies of Kumamon, 4 copies of Korikakumon. Whoa, that's a little spoiler right there. And we ran 2 Kendos. Alright, so let's get into it. Kumamon is really strong because when digivolving, it doesn't matter whatever it's digivolving over, whether it's a Tamer or a rookie, you get to strip a source from one of your opponent's Digimon. The bottom source, of course. Very strong. That procs your Kiaramon. That can go into a Korikakumon and stun. Amazing. Korikakumon, of course. It's a 3-2-1 for the hybrids. 3 over a rookie, 1 over level 4, or 2 over a Tamer. And when you evolve this over Tommy or over a hybrid, you can stun one of your opponent's Digimon with no sources, which is obviously what you want to do. This deck is crazy. If they have 1 body on board, it's probably never swinging for the rest of the game. Keep that in mind. So it's extremely strong. Korikaku is how you stun stuff. You can cycle it with Beowulf, which we'll talk about in a second. And then I wanted to run 2 copies of Kendo Garurumon. This card is amazing, and I think people are starting to respect it more and put it in their lists because of how strong Madoki Betamon is, because of how strong Bokomon is, because of how strong Sayakomon is. This just bounces them. When attacking, you can bounce one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. So if you're over a Tommy, for instance, you can bounce and stun. Like, you can bounce at one, stun one. If you're really down bad, you can swing, kill a dude, bounce a dude, stun a dude. You can like clear a board with this goddamn thing. It's incredible. I think Kendo is really strong. The 3 cost is never a problem because your deck generates so much memory based on its core strategy. It's insane. I think y'all should run Kendos. Definitely run Kendos. If your locals have a side deck, sure, you can just side deck Kendos in, but I like having it in the main deck either way. Moving on to our ultimates, we only run 4, and it's the 4 Beowulfs, because this thing is disgusting. It costs 3 to evolve over a regular level 4. If you have a Tamer in your sources, he's a 1 cost to Evo. Broken. Why would they do this? But it's broken. And then when attacking, you can bounce 1 hybrid in its sources to bounce an equal to or less than Digimon on your opponent's board. So if you do have a full stack, you can bounce a 4 or a 3 to bounce one of their 4s or 3s. Or usually you'll just have this over a Korikaku. So the combo is pretty much like you go Tommy into Korikaku to stun something, Beowulf over Korikaku, swing with Beowulf, use Tommy to stun something else, use the Beowulf effect to return the Korikaku to your hand, bounce another one of their targets, and now you have that Korikaku to keep recycling. It's insane. Card is nutso. Card's nutso. And moving on, we do play 2 Megas. 2 copies of AZULONGMON. A lot of people are only running 1. I like 2. This card is fucking dummy. This card is so good. Here's what AZULONGMON does. When digivolving, you may trash 1 source from the bottom of all of your opponent's Digimon, and then you gain a memory equal to the amount of Digimon they have with no sources. So on average, I would say this is a 3 cost to Evo whenever I go into it. It's usually a 5, so it's extremely powerful. What it also does is your turn, this Digimon gains a security attack +1 for every sourceless Digimon on your opponent's board. What? This thing is doing at minimum 3 checks, like minimum 3 checks. I like to play 2 because I want to see it as early as possible. The way I pilot the list, and it could be quote-unquote incorrect, I like rush. I like aggressing. I like pressuring, poke, in most matchups, of course. And then when they just have 2 bodies out, I can just go up into AZULONG, swing for 3 checks, and then hybrid them for game. Like, it's that simple. AZULONGMON is a crazy card. I almost want to run 3. The thing is insane. This thing closes games out super quick. Like, super quick. Like, your opponent's not going to expect you to just ramp right up into AZULONG, swing 3 checks, you know, turn 3, turn 4. Swing 3 checks, win the game. Boom. Love this card. Absolutely love it. I want to run more. On to our options. A little sacrilege. We have 3 copies of Hammer Spark. Oh. 2 copies of Howling Memory Boost and the 1 copy of Ice Wall. I cut the 4th Spark for the 2nd AZULONGMON because I thought having 2 AZULONG was stronger than having 4 Spark. That's just how I think. I don't know. This is broken in security, of course. Gain 2 memory and security. But the population of Gazimon and the population of Madoki Betamons makes this a little less threatening in security than I want it to be, right? So that's why I also run those Kendos to really gain more value off of my option cards. Of course, its main effect is just gain 1 memory. We all know what Spark does. Howling Memory Boost is an amazing card that also works with the deck. On play, strip 2 sources from the bottom of one of your opponent's Digimon. Then, one of your opponent's sourceless Digimon cannot attack. Okay, that's what the whole deck is about. Stunning, freezing, stripping, you know it. We love it. Let's fucking get it. Also, it has its delay effect, of course. After you play it, you can't use it the turn of, in case you guys are new here. Welcome. We love you, baby. Next turn, and whatever turn you want, you can just trash this card from your battle area to gain 2 memory, so this extends your plays. Beautiful. And then, of course, the one of Ice Wall. It's toxic. We all hated it for the Nats format. We all hated this card. Your whole opponent's board loses 2 memory when they swing next turn. That's what this thing does, and it's a Hammer Spark insecurity, which is always super, super annoying. But it's that oh shit card, like, oh, I'm gonna lose, fuck, I need to play this, I'm gonna lose, kind of deal. Because there will be games where you are a little shy of strip sourcing, you are a little shy of stunning. And of course, onto the Tamers. It's the same one that Tyler ran. 4 copies, excuse me, of Tommy Heaney. 4 copies of fucking broken ass Sojo. 3 copies of Davis, and the 1 copy of starter deck Matt. So Tommy, of course, is the MVP of the deck, because this thing is crazy. Actually, you know, no, Sojo's the MVP. This is just the backbone. How about that? This backbone, that's MVP. Backbone, MVP. There we go. On play, you strip 3 sources. Toxic. This card is nuts. Disgusting. You get its on play from security. So if like Ancient Greymon swings into security, and this is the first check, you're gonna strip those 2 hybrids. This is the only check Ancient Greymon does. Dummy. If Jessamon hits this, that's annoying for them. This card is wild. And then of course, it's gotten the inheritable. When attacking, you can stun a sourceless Digimon. So you can go Korikaku over this to stun 1 sourceless Digimon, swing into security, use this to stun another sourceless Digimon. It is wild. Then we have 4 copies of Sora and Joe. This card is insane. Of course, your turn, if your opponent, well, start of turn, of course. If your opponent has a Digimon with no sources, you gain 2 memory, and they stacked. Need I say more? You gain 2 memory for them having a Pokemon out there. Broken. And then, when a blue Digimon swings, you can suspend Sojo to strip 2 sources from one of your opponent's Digimon. See where we're going with this? We want to evolve and strip and stun. It's crazy. Sojo is your huge playmaker. I love Sojos. 3 copies of Davis. This is your memory setter. Set your memory to 3. And on play, crack the top 3 cards of your deck. Find 1 blue or green Digimon you find there, well, and/or 1 green Digimon, and add them to your hand. Obviously, we don't play any green Digimon, so this just normally will find 1 blue Digimon. Unfortunately, its search kind of sucks when you, like, crack a Sojo, a Tommy, and then, like, a Korikaku. You're like, man, if I played Stray, that would have been cool, but you gotta play Davis. And then the one of Matt Ishida. This card is crazy. It is a 2-cost Tamer, which is half of Sojo. Whenever your opponent has a Digimon with no sources in play, you just gain 1 memory. It doesn't do any suspend to strip, it's just gain 1 extra memory, which is cool. If you got this combo out, you go to 4. If you have this combo out, you go to 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a lot of memory. This 1 extra memory that the mat gives you is pretty damn strong. Pretty damn strong. Moving forward, the only thing I think I'm gonna test out a little bit more of is going to be adding in Supreme Cannon or Forbidden Trident. Something else to clear boards if they are too wide, because sometimes you don't have all of the gas in your tank to stun, bounce, and all that other good stuff. So I will be looking into some more removal stuff, but cheap removal, not like Absolute Blast or Cocytus Breath or V-Wing Blade. More so just Supreme Cannon or Forbidden Trident, because I think those cards are going to be very strong coming up in the games ahead. So, thank you guys for sticking around and watching me talk to you guys about Blue Hybrid. I went undefeated at my locals. The deck's a breeze. It's a lot of fun to play. It takes just 1 day to pilot. No, it doesn't. It's a little bit of a difficult deck. Once you get the right pieces, though, and you understand the flow of the deck, it becomes a lot easier to run. And I highly recommend playing it because it's extremely strong, very potent deck. It wins out of nowhere. AZULONGMON just comes in, destroys that security, no problem. Easy, clap. What are you going to do, right? You're going to win. Because it's Blue Hybrid, baby. Thank you all for checking me out. I'll see you guys on the next one. You can follow me at Twitch twitch.tv/NickyDPlays for live action. Man, I'm feeling shit. But that's okay, because we get the stuff out for you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, you all know the deal. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Deuces.